But the question still remains of the 2020 election in the United States of America. What will happen with Trump's legal appeals? Will Biden finally become the new president? Give me some things that you think investors would need to care about. Five different things.
The U.S. election will occur on December 14. I think it's December 14, December 11.
Yeah.
And what happens before December is only the fact that there's polling in different places, and there are media estimates.
Yeah.
The numbers that are claimed to the world are the estimates of the Associated Press. It's the Associated Press that believes that John won the election or Mary won the election. Actually, the election only takes place when the electors designated for each state cast their votes. Then there is a 2-week period for the horsemen, because it was done in a time of the horses, can get to Washington where the votes will be officially counted, whereupon the countdown starts for the inauguration on January 21st. But we've had no election in the United States. If you would, for president or vice president, we have had lots of elections for state assemblies all over the United States.
That's right.
For governors, some of them, not others. And we've had elections for the House and the Senate. This data is actual official data. But we don't have presidential, vice presidential. However, it appears, guess is, that Biden has won, and everybody is acting like it, and Donald Trump is going to act like it well before election date. In other words, before that the electors cast their votes in December, he will have stopped these appeals and complaints. So I don't see any uncertainty at all. There is an administration, it's emerging day by day, they're announcing people. And as you know, for the investors of the world, it's a good lesson in the future when they're following an American presidential election is to read only the sports pages until about a month before the end, because what you heard all through the time were the names of Sanders, a self-described socialist, then there was the Elizabeth Warren, and then there were a parade of people. There was this booty guy, you know, the pretty little boy who was running president. Then old boy who was also pretty. And there are all people coming and going. And then who do they pick? The most socially, culturally conservative person who belongs to the Democratic Party, a certain Mr. Biden. That's who. And who did they pick for vice president? We had a parade of colorful figures. They parade Kamala Harris, who is a very conservative, culturally conservative person, etc., who was very unpopular with the blacks because of she was such a tough prosecutor in California. So they picked the most conservative people. In the House, the Democrats were supposed to win 200 seats and turn America Green New Deal and socialists and so on. Actually, they lose 7 seats they lose. And the Republicans gained 8 seats because there was some independent they picked up.
Sure.
So in the Senate, we don't know yet, but there's certainly 50 senators on the Republican side. There aren't 50 on the Democratic side. So they would have to be really unlucky not to have the Senate. We had the most agitated election, the most left-wing election, the most progressive thing. They're going to be taxing this and doing that. And at the end of it, the most conservative possible outcome. More conservative than it seems. Because nobody reports about the state elections. But state elections, it's a big Republican victory, which means that they will have the power to design the actual constituency boundaries, which means a guaranteed Republican victory next time around. So all this left-wing agitation, and then you get such a conservative result.
If you'd like to hear this interview in its entirety, then head on over to SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or any other major podcast platform and search Four Corners Podcast.